Hello and welcome to another Raggy's beer review. Again from the 12 Beers of Christmas Brewdog set, which was in Sainsbury's. I got it for 16 quid. I assume it was 16 quid at other places like B&M and that as well. So anyway, here we go. And today Mrs. Raggy has chose Brewdog's Punk IPA. The first beer that I seen brewed in Ellen, wherever Helen is. United we stand for better beer, fiercely defiant and independent. ABV is 5.4. I roughly remember this being stronger than that, but roughly. I remember when it came into Sainsbury's in these little, I'm not even sure it was this sort of size, I thought it was more smaller but fatter cans. And it came in 6 beers, and I think it was something like £6 at the time, and that was back in 2010. So, it was dear at the time. And to be honest, initially it didn't take off. We had a load going out of date. I managed to sprag 6 cans for £1, so fantastic deal. But nonetheless, so here we are, Punk IPA. The flagship beer, the beer that started it all back in, I think it was 2007. Yeah. So you'd class that somewhere between gold. It looks more or less gold, doesn't it? I'm not going over colours. You can see the colour. There's a white head. Like I say, when it first came out in Sainsbury's, we dressed it on the shelves. We had a big range review that year, back in 2010, and this came in, and there was a load of stuff came in. It was a really exciting year to be in the BWS sector, beers, wines and spirits. I'm glad that I took 5 years out of gardening to do beers, wines and spirits, to work daily in that sector. Gives you an appreciation. Selling beer, to people, telling them what wines and that are good for them to drink. It's good. It's good to learn, And we drank a load of beer. Got a load of beer cheap and all. So, yeah, that was good as well. So it's crystal clear pour, as you'd expect. A white head, a little bit of sporadic carbonation. Not a massive amount. Oh, you can see it there. Yeah, it's bubbling away nicely. There's a tropical nose on this. It's got a list of ingredients on the back in different languages. Whether you like Brewdog or you don't like Brewdog, for whatever your reasons are, you cannot fault what they've done over the years. Their bars are everywhere, got hotels, all from a brewery. I mean, they got the public to buy into the Brewdog ethos, to have this equity for punks, like a crowdfunding thing. And, that went on to do more and more. People were getting Brewdog tattoos to get an extra 20, like 25% off in Brewdog bars. I know this because Mr. Bullman Beer Reviews has got one, and Danielle, who's Nottingham's Evening Post reporter. Although I've not seen her do anything for that for ages, so I'm not sure what's going off there. But even they had them. So I know a lot of people. There's lots of opinions. I'm not interested in any opinions. I'm here just for the beer, and that's all I care for. I don't not getting involved in anything like that. It's not for me. Don't care. Gotta be honest, back in the day, this had a bit more of a grapefruit taste to it. It was more hoppy. 14 years ago, it was a lot more hoppy, a lot more potent. Now, is that the fact that when it first came along, it was something very, very different. I mean, all the beers on the shelves were basically mod trad, or in cans it'd be Guinness, John Smith's, Tetley's, yeah, make tea bags, Caffrey's, Boddington's, blooming heck, all that type of beer. So this came along and it's like, what the hell's this? And it was the first real venture into super. I mean, I know that Jaipur was first, 2005 I think Jaipur was, but this was the first one that really broke the supermarkets. Yeah, gotta be honest, it's I'm not getting the same flavour. I mean, I can remember this. My mate won't touch it. Simon came round the house, big beer drinker, loves his mod trad. Come round the house and wouldn't touch it. I had to sort out some different beers. So it is what it is on that side of things. Gotta be honest, there is a slight artificialness with this. Yeah, it's, and I'm not, like I say, there's no hidden agendas. I may have had some agendas in the past, and but I've got enough on my life to not even care about hidden agendas of any shape or form. All right, about this faint tropical and citrus flavours with this. It does feel artificial. Of the three, this is number 3 now. 3 beers so far from Brewdog. This is sadly, by some distance, the worst. What have you done with your flagship brand? Yeah, it's just not liking it at all. Now, is it the fact that, and this is where you question yourself, because beer reviewers aren't gods, none of that. You have to question yourself. Is it your taste buds? Over the years, is it the fact that you've drank possibly beers these days that are a hell of a lot more than what this is now? And the only way to know that, to really know that, is to go back in time. And that's not going to happen. Yeah, much as bitter. Yeah, I'd love to go back in time and 6 numbers on the lottery. That's we can all dream, can't we? Oh dear. It's tasting a bit bland. It's not the Punk IPA I remember. And as probably one of the first people, certainly as it went into supermarkets, as one of the first people in the country to have this, because I was, as soon as it came in, I got it, and it was pokey as hell, hoppy. No, you could say that dank. It really was some beer. It was a statement, and now it, sadly, I don't want to. I've gone in with a truly open mind into the Brewdog 12 beers of Christmas, not to slag the beers off. I know what people wrote, comments wrote from all sorts of people who love or hate, and there's quite a lot of hate for their own reasons, and like I say, not getting involved. But on this showing, sadly, yeah. Now I know there was a Duff batch released into supermarkets, and that £1,000,000 worth of beer had to be chucked, which is a hell of a lot of money. Bloody hell, that would kill most firms. You know, without no shadow of a doubt. Is that lazy brewing? I don't know. You know, an infection got in. I mean, they're brewing on a mega scale, so yeah, it's got to be. You know, you'd be concerned. The edge would roll. But sadly, yeah, it's not the Brewdog, the Punk IPA I know. I don't know if it's the same ABV. I swear it's lower. I can't remember. Yeah, it was a long time ago. Bloody hell, 14 years ago. I can't remember what I did last night. Man, 14 years ago. So, would I drink this again? Possibly at some stage it will come across my lips. But after today's performance, out of 5, well, if you've never tasted this before, yeah, it's got a bit of an aroma, a bit of a tropical aroma. Yeah, there's a bit of a tropical taste coming through. But against a lot of beers these days, sadly, a real, a faint copy of times where it was one of the leaders of the beer industry. Oh, so out of 5, if I'm going to score it out of 5, you can already tell from the review my feelings. Saying that, it's still drinkable. For somebody new to the world of beer, you'd probably give this a 3.9 out of 5. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Slightly disappointed, if I'm being honest. Hope for better things.